I'm Gio Benitez. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Tracking a spy balloon, a suspected Chinese spy balloon visible from the ground as it floated 60,000 feet in the air above America's heartland. Will the U.S. shoot it down? Arctic blast. The once-in-a-generation Arctic blast is bringing dangerous and life-threatening cold to the east, with record-breaking wind chills reaching 60 below in some cities. Rob Marciano is timing it out. Uvalde is looking forward as it prepares to demolish Robb Elementary School, where 19 children and 2 teachers were killed.
I just felt that a part of me died, and it stayed in room 106. And I'm trying to get myself back. I'm trying to be me.
The new measures being taken to make sure children will feel safe again in the classroom. And from Ben Harper to Sebastian Yatra, we've got all the best from our Prime Playlist series to get you ready for Sunday night's Grammys.
It's about being free. It's about expression.
It was like a perfect balance.
It's been a long, strange.
And good evening. Thank you so much for streaming with us. I'm Kana Whitworth in for Lindsay Davis tonight. We have all that and a lot more tonight, including the latest developments out of Memphis, as another officer is fired from the police department following the killing of Tyre Nichols. So we'll have more on that ahead. Plus, the ski and snowboarding Olympic athletes now suing over sex trafficking allegations. But we begin with the latest details on the Chinese spy balloon sailing over America. While the balloon was first spotted by civilians over Billings, Montana yesterday, the Pentagon says they had been tracking it for some time. China claims it's a weather balloon blown off course, but the Pentagon says that isn't true. In fact, the Pentagon states it's a surveillance balloon and that it has violated U.S. airspace and international law. This incident already causing fallout as tensions with China mount. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has now postponed a planned trip to Beijing. So what will the U.S. do about this balloon, and how will government leaders respond to China? ABC's Mola Lenghi is tracking the latest from Montana.
Tonight, the Pentagon confirming the massive Chinese spy balloon is on the move, 60,000 feet above the ground and heading east.
The balloon continues to move eastward and is currently over the center of the continental United States.
Well, what the heck is that?
A senior U.S. official tells ABC News the balloon now appears headed towards North Carolina. Across the country today, Americans with their eyes on the skies, posting images like this one, the balloon floating over Missouri. Commercial pilots radioing in.
We got that balloon in sight also. Looks like it's way up there, maybe 50,000 feet or so.
The balloon is huge, with a technology bay attached below that is itself the size of 3 buses, loaded with high-resolution cameras, according to a senior U.S. official, equipped with what appear to be solar panels on the side that could power its technology. It first entered American airspace over Alaska, then flying into southwest Canada before dipping down over Billings, Montana.
This thing is up in the sky.
What the heck is that?
That thing is not the moon.
Any help would be appreciated.
Montana Republican Congressman Ryan Zinke was blunt, tweeting, "Shoot it down." The Pentagon today saying that option was considered and rejected. For now,
we assess that currently it does not pose a physical or military risk to people on the ground. For now, we're continuing to monitor and review options.
The White House today saying President Biden agreed with the Pentagon's strong recommendation. The risks involved with shooting down the balloon just too great.
Any potential debris field would be significant and potentially cause civilian injuries or deaths or significant property damage.
For its part, China insisting today the balloon is not a spy vessel at all, but a civilian airship used for research, mainly meteorological purposes. The Pentagon flatly rejecting that claim.
We are aware of the PRC's statement. However, the fact is we know that it's a surveillance balloon. We have clearly communicated that this balloon is violating U.S. airspace and international law and that this is unacceptable.
China says the balloon deviated far from its planned course, but the Pentagon questioning that as well, saying the balloon can be maneuvered. A senior U.S. official telling ABC News it's likely being navigated with spy satellites. This all happening as Secretary of State Antony Blinken prepared for a weekend trip to Beijing. That visit now canceled.
In light of China's unacceptable action, I am postponing my planned travel this weekend to China. We concluded that conditions were not conducive for a constructive visit at this time.
There have been other foreign surveillance balloons above the U.S., but none like this.
What makes this different is the duration and the length of which it has been over U.S. territory.
The Pentagon says the balloon is expected to linger above America for a few days.
And Mola Lange is joining us now from Billings, Montana. So, Mola, you hear the Pentagon saying they have decided not to shoot down the balloon, at least at this point, to avoid endangering anyone. But as this balloon is moving closer towards the Atlantic, I mean, could that change?
Well, that's right, Kana. Official with the U.S. government familiar with this situation says the current thinking is to wait for the balloon to drift over the Atlantic Ocean and then shoot it down over U.S. territorial waters. That way, one, you can avoid any injuries on the ground, but two, you can retrieve the balloon, study it, and exploit it for intelligence purposes. Now, tonight, China says it regrets the unintended entry of the airship into U.S. airspace. It's not exactly flying with national security officials who are calling this unacceptable, Kana.
All right, Mola, thanks to you. Certainly hearing a lot of different government voices in this as we go now to Washington and check in with ABC's senior White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Mary, President Biden avoided discussing this today. So what is the latest on how the White House is responding?
Well, Kana, we know the president is being regularly briefed and updated on all of this, and that his team has presented him with all options, including possible military action to take out the balloon. Now, the president initially was advised against this because of those concerns over the civilian risk. But tonight, as Mola said, we have learned that option may be back on the table. One source telling us the current thinking is, of course, to wait until the balloon goes out to sea and then shoot it down. But this is tricky because they would only have 12 nautical miles before reaching international waters. And you certainly don't want another international incident here. Now, tonight we have learned that the White House is keeping communications to China open, but even though Beijing issued that really rare admission of regret over all of this, it was not enough to salvage Secretary Blinken's trip. Kana, the one thing that is clear is that all of this is only further escalating tensions between our two countries.
Well, certainly, Mary, a finite amount of time to deal with this. Our thanks to you, Mary.
Thank you.
And as both sides of the aisle on Capitol Hill are voicing concerns over Beijing's growing global presence, the chair of the newly formed House Select Committee on China, Representative Mike Gallagher, a Republican from Wisconsin, is joining us right now. So, Representative Gallagher, thank you so much for your time tonight. And as we jump right in, what do you make of China's response saying this was just a weather monitoring device that was blown off course?
Well, it seems obviously to be a lie, and it would be entirely consistent with the nature of the Chinese Communist Party and their willingness to lie and obscure what they're actually doing. I think it's bound up in this broader issue we have right now, where it seems since Xi Jinping reversed his COVID-0 policy, there's been a charm offensive by high-level Chinese Communist Party officials. They've gone to Davos, they've gone to various international fora to essentially say, don't worry, China's open for business now. And a lot of people have actually sort of been seduced by that narrative. But I think the actions that the Chinese Communist Party takes speak much louder than words. And here we have in action a unacceptable violation of our sovereignty, an insult to America. And so I was glad to see that Secretary Blinken canceled his visit to Beijing. It would have been very odd to see an image of him shaking Xi Jinping's hand so soon after this incident. And as for where we go next, if we can't safely bring it down in order to exploit it from an intelligence perspective, we're going to have to shoot it down. So I have yet to hear a convincing explanation for why we didn't do it when it was over the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, where there would be really minimal risk of debris or civilian damage.
Right, and certainly you bring that up because, as the Pentagon says, they've been monitoring this even though civilians weren't aware. You issued a statement today saying that the presence of this balloon over U.S. airspace represents a threat from China and that we must act to counter it. So you mentioned shooting it down. Is that the only adequate response in your mind?
That's one option. You can actually look to the floor for a response for such incidents that the Chinese Communist Party themselves set back in April 2001 after the Hainan Island incident, where they, took our equipment, they exploited it, and they returned it in pieces. So at a minimum, we should do that, and we should ask for an apology based on the standards set by the CCP. Going forward, I think it's more important just to learn the right lessons here. I suspect this is not the last time we're going to see a Chinese spying incident or a Chinese balloon, and we need to understand that this isn't just an isolated incident right here. This isn't an isolated incident in other areas where we've seen. This is a pattern of aggression that we've seen from the Chinese Communist Party, which is why this select committee on China that we've formed intends in a bipartisan fashion to work together to better protect American interests, American sovereignty, and to wean ourselves off of the Chinese economic largesse in certain key industries where we just have an unacceptable dependency on China.
I think a lot of people would agree with what you said there at the beginning, that essentially how we respond to this is precedent setting. And from a global stage perspective, how does this make us look, not only to our allies, but our adversaries? I mean, do you think that we're showing weakness, perhaps complacency, by not shooting it down right away?
I do. Listen, no question the preferred option, and I say this as a former intelligence officer, would be to disable it, capture it, corral it, look under the hood, look at the instrumentation, and understand exactly what we're dealing with. But if the Pentagon doesn't have that ability, and I think they do, then we have to shoot it down before it gets into our airspace. There's no question from a matter of international law that we have the right to do this. And there's no question in my mind that the CCP would not hesitate to shoot down an American balloon over their territory. And now we have this incredibly embarrassing optic where this thing is just slowly floating across the United States. It does make us look weak. It makes us look somewhat incompetent, and I wish it had been dealt with much sooner.
All right, Representative Gallagher, thank you so much for your perspective and your knowledge on that. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And now to a deadly and it's once-in-a-generation Arctic blast. It is bringing life-threatening wind chills to 25 million people in 10 different states. Now, senior meteorologist Rob Marciano, he'll be here in just a minute with the forecast. But we want to start with ABC's Victor Oquendo, who's in Boston.
Tonight, millions of families are in the midst of what the National Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation Arctic blast.
We're seeing wind chills right now, which are already below zero. And before the night's over with, these are going to drop even more.
Parts of New England expecting wind chills at or near 60 below zero. Outside Springfield, Massachusetts, as winds gusted above 50 miles per hour, a tree crashing onto a car, killing a 6-month-old girl inside. The woman driving rushed to the hospital. In Boston, pilots battling high winds as they landed at Logan Airport.
We're going to load food and stuff in here.
And outreach teams hitting the streets to care for the needy.
If anyone is out and sees someone else who might be in distress, please call 911.
Doctors say hypothermia can set in just minutes.
This weather can be deadly. It's life-threatening. This is something that people have to really take seriously.
The Arctic front visible in the form of powerful snow squalls pushing from upstate New York through New England.
And Victor Oquendo joining us now from Boston. Listen, Victor, I've spent a lot of time in Boston, never quite in cold like this. And it's not just the cold that people are concerned about.
Kana, a brutal night ahead here in Boston. A cold emergency is in place. Winds will gust to 40 miles per hour, so there's a real concern about power outages, and it's going to feel like at least 30 below zero. Kana?
All right, Victor, thanks to you, and try to stay warm out there. And now as we go straight to Rob Marciano. So, Rob, not only is this dangerous cold, I mean, really, this could potentially be deadly.
Very much so, Ken. And boy, if you live in the Northeast, you felt it all day long today. Temperatures have been dropping, and these winds have really picked up in the last few hours, measured now around New York City at over 40 miles an hour. So obviously the cold and that wind is what makes you hypothermic, which makes you that frostbite set in a matter of minutes, or in my case, your mouth begin to freeze as well. All right, look at these wind chill warnings. They're pretty much everywhere north of New York City is where we have them. It feels like minus 23 in Albany right now, minus 37 in Burlington. We've got that blizzard warning up near Caribou for blowing snow on the ground. And look at the wind chills in Caribou. Boy, my goodness, if we get to 57, 60 below in Caribou, that's an all-time record. There'll be spots in Maine that will set all-time records. And as you know, we've already set an all-time record on top of Mount Washington, over 100 degrees below zero. But wind chills in Boston and Hartford, that is deadly stuff. Please take care of your neighbors. Check on them if you could. And Philly, you're going to be at 0 degrees in anticipation of next week's Super Bowl. But we're looking at a nice rebound in temperatures come Sunday. This is nice to report on because typically these cold snaps last a little bit longer, from the single digits to the 40s for New York City, for Boston, even Portland, Maine above freezing and staying that way, it looks like for Monday and Tuesday. But no joke here in the next 36 hours. Kana, it's really all about survival. Cover up, stay inside if you can. If you have to be inside, outside, make it a quick one. Kana?
Right, certainly. Wow, Rob. Hunker down, that's for sure. A scary weekend ahead, Rob. Thank you. Also tonight, the FAA is investigating 2 planes that clipped wings at Newark Liberty International Airport. It happened earlier this morning. Now, no passengers were on board the Boeing 757 as it was being brought to the gate for maintenance. The passengers on the other plane were able to get off. They didn't have any issues or injuries. And this is just the latest incident involving planes colliding at airports. And also tonight, a strong jobs report for the U.S. Employers added 517,000 new jobs in January, and unemployment went down to 3.4%, the lowest since 1969. In Washington today, President Biden took aim at critics of his economic plan, who cite record inflation as a plague on the economy. Biden, though, crediting his administration's policy for the better-than-expected numbers.
Here's where we stand. The strongest job growth in history, the lowest unemployment rate in 54 years, manufacturing rebounding at a faster rate than in the last 40 years, inflation coming down. Put simply, I would argue the Biden economic plan is working.
Well, ABC's chief business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is joining us now. So, Rebecca, where exactly are these jobs being added? And then how will this affect the Fed's thinking as it tries to tame inflation?
Well, Kana, the hiring is really widespread at this point across nearly every industry. By far, the strongest is leisure and hospitality, which added more than 100,000 jobs as Americans continue to dine out and spend their money on travel. Professional services is an interesting category because we have heard about those major layoffs at major tech companies, and yet professional holds up, adding many jobs as well. Government, healthcare also adding. And this report is really a signal that the 8 rate hikes that the Fed has done so far in a row have not destabilized the economy in a large, broad degree. It hasn't led to a recession. And even though Americans are now paying 20% APRs on their credit cards, the mortgage rates are 6%, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 6%, we could see those rates continue to climb with the Fed hiking rates again as they try to fight historic inflation. And this report is really a way to green light that kind of movement in the future. Kana?
Wow, Rebecca, it is hard to imagine interest rates going any higher. We appreciate you, Rebecca. We have new developments tonight out of Memphis. This is surrounding the killing of Tyre Nichols. The Memphis Police Department now confirming a 6th officer has been fired from the force following the release of this body cam footage 1 week ago. The firing was of the white officer involved in the arrest. His name is Preston Hemphill. His attorney saying in a statement tonight that Hemphill will continue to cooperate with authorities in this investigation. And as the war in Ukraine rages on, all eyes are on the role of the U.S. as the needs to fight the Russians appear to change. Our Tom Sufi-Burridge joining us now from Kyiv. So, Tom, is there one standout item in this latest aid military package that went to Ukraine, right, these longer range missiles? Why are these munitions a potential game changer?
Yeah, Kana, they can be fired by those US-supplied HIMARS rocket launchers, but the precision-guided rockets the US is providing now have a range of 90 miles. Now, that's double the range of the type of HIMARS missiles provided to Ukraine by the US previously. Now, according to Western officials, Russia has been moving a lot of its supplies, its command centers, further back out of the range of the HIMARS. With these new missiles, Ukraine has more potential to hit targets deeper behind the Russian lines. And if Ukraine is going to mount another successful counteroffensive in the coming weeks, like it did over the summer and in the autumn, it will need to weaken those Russian supply lines. And these missiles give them more potential to achieve that. Kana?
Okay, so weaken the supply lines and then move forward. That's really interesting. The U.S. is also pledging more machine guns for Ukraine. These would be used to shoot down those Iranian attack drones, and your team has been given access to Ukrainian mobile air defense units. How vital is their work right now?
They're a line of defense, Kana. I mean, their kit is pretty rudimentary. They have machine guns mounted on the back of pickup trucks. If Russia sends Iranian-made attack drones towards or into Ukrainian airspace, then these guys have minutes to react. They are sent the launch site of the drones, the likely flight path. They then have to rush to get into a position to try and intercept a drone. Russia continues to use waves of missiles and drones to attack Ukrainian energy infrastructure. These drones are relatively cheap to produce, as little as $20,000 a piece. They move relatively slowly, so a mobile machine gun is a sensible way to try and knock them down. And that leaves high-tech US-supplied air defense systems to hopefully intercept any Russian missiles. Kana?
All right, Tom Sufi-Burridge, our thanks to you. And tonight, here in California, a deadly assault on a Southern California highway. It was all caught on camera. An emergency room doctor was riding his bike on the Pacific Coast Highway. He was hit by a car. Investigators say that then the driver got out of the car and stabbed the doctor. Bystanders eventually took the attacker down, but now authorities are trying to understand if the two knew each other or if this was a case of road rage. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman has the latest.
Tonight, an ER doctor is dead after police in California say a motorist slammed into him and then got out of his car and stabbed him. According to the Orange County Sheriff's Department, around 3 p.m. Wednesday, this white car broadsided Dr. Michael Mamone as he was on his bike at a crosswalk on the much touristed Pacific Coast Highway.
At that point, the suspect drove around the victim, exited his vehicle, went back to the victim, and continued to assault the victim.
A criminal complaint alleging the car's driver, Van Roy Smith, then attacked Mamone with a knife. Bystanders stepping in to detain Smith. But Mamone, an emergency medicine specialist, later dying at a hospital. Tonight, Providence Mission Hospital, where Mamone worked, saying they are grieving over the loss of an incredible physician and friend.
That's just terrible, and our thanks to Matt Gutman for that. Also, visionary Paco Rabanne has died at age 88. The fashion designer founded his fashion house in 1966 and is renowned for his perfumes. Rabanne created a space-age aesthetic, you see it there, highlighting futuristic metallics, lots of shine. His fashion house released a statement saying his legacy will remain a constant source of inspiration. And when we come back tonight, the Olympic ski and snowboarding athletes now suing over accusations of sexual assault, misconduct, and sex trafficking. Plus, an arrest finally made in Dallas after repeated acts of burglary that left animals missing. But first, an ABC News exclusive. Our team sits down with the interim superintendent in Uvalde as the community wrestles with the controversial decision to demolish Robb Elementary.
Uvalde is a very special place. And I don't think Uvalde will ever outlive the tragedy, nor I'm not sure they should.
America's #1 news, ABC News. Most watched, most trusted, and streaming live to you anytime, anywhere, and free. This is ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news, free to you 24/7. Watch America's #1 news whenever you want it, wherever you are, anytime. ABC News Live, streaming live and free on all platforms.
Get ready, America, every Friday.
The hottest trends, styles, and must-have. What's the right stuff to buy right now? I really love that. It's time to buy the right stuff.
Yes!
And save big time, too.
The right stuff.
Fridays on GMA. You're gonna love it.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
How cute.
Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
With so much happening these days, it's hard to keep up.
Things change hour by hour, minute by minute.
The historic weather that's now unfolding.
The worries on Wall Street.
We're bringing you the Right Now. But a nationwide teacher shortage.
The Right Now look at the day ahead. An alert this morning for dog owners and the key takeaways from the biggest stories.
World News Now and America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Today does feel a little different. Early mornings on ABC News Live.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television. So, what's good to read? And we mean really good to read right now. Well, that's where Charlie and Kate Gibson can help.
Join us for the new podcast series. It is called The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie.
We will make sure you love what you read.
Listen wherever you get your podcasts. This is America's #1 streaming news. ABC News Live. Breaking news, exclusives, live reporting across the globe. ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere. He may not look like central casting for a movie star hero, but what he did and how he risked it all to save hundreds of lives from terror are what heroes are made of.
Really? That guy?
What's the life and death truth behind what he did? Truth and Lies, The Informant. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Reporting from New York, I'm Mona Kosar-Abdi. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
And welcome back. We continue our commitment to report on the Uvalde community as part of Uvalde 365, a continuing ABC News series reported from Uvalde and focused on the Texas community and how it forges on in the shadow of tragedy. And tonight, we have an exclusive interview with the interim superintendent who tells our Morena Elena Salinas about the future of Robb Elementary.
This is how Jerry Mata wants to remember his daughter, a happy girl holding up a peace sign. Someone without a care in the world. She was only 10 years old.
Every time she take a picture, if you notice her picture, she's always with that peace sign. You know, she always threw the peace sign, the big smile, as you can see in her mural downtown.
For the past 8 months, he's been returning to the place where she died, her school.
I've been coming like at nighttime. It was just, this was her last place, you know, that she took her last breath.
Tess Mata was one of the 19 children and 2 teachers killed by a gunman at Robb Elementary on May 24, 2022.
Oh, she was energetic. She was happy-go-lucky, you know.
Just talking about her puts a smile on your face.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely.
4th grade teacher Mercedes Salas was also at Robb Elementary, directly across the hall from where the shooting happened.
I always felt that a part of me died and it stayed in room 106. You know, and I'm like, I'm trying to get myself back. You know, I'm trying to be me. I'm like, I miss who I was. I miss me.
And soon, the school, which is a source of many conflicting feelings, will be no more. 10 days after the shooting, it was announced Robb Elementary would be demolished.
We are not going back to Robb School. That will not be a school for our children moving forward.
Controversy surrounded former Superintendent Hal Harrell's leadership in the wake of the shooting. He retired, and Gary Patterson was brought in to guide in a time of despair.
I'm committed to the district. I'm very emotionally attached to what we're doing here. I asked to come over.
While the decision to demolish the school preceded the new interim superintendent, he is now tasked with shepherding the process.
Do you agree with the decision to demolish the school, personally?
Personally, yes, I think so. I do.
Why?
I think that there's a certain part of moving, closure maybe.
Mata and many other families who lost children to the tragedy agree.
I'm all for it. I think that Robb Elementary should be a thing of the past.
Patterson has had a decades-long career as an administrator in several school districts in Texas.
You're known as the fixer. What needs to be fixed in Uvalde School District?
I don't know if it's just one simple thing that needs to be fixed. People are struggling to feel safe and secure in our schools. That needs to be improved on.
In Uvalde, a new school with new security measures is planned to open at the end of 2024. And Salas is a part of the committee making those decisions.
I want every child to go in there feeling safe. I don't want them going to school and worrying, is something going to happen to me in this campus?
And you're going to have gates, one-way entry gates, secure. We're going to have sensors with all the exterior doors that send signals to not only the principal's office, but also our Security Operations Center.
Robb Elementary has become synonymous with tragedy, horror, and loss. But there are those who still remember the rich history of this school,
including Irene Stone, the Director of Development at the town's El Progreso Library.
After the shooting, we were going through looking for everything in our archives about Robb School. In the process, I found this picture of my granddad, Herman Carlisle, and my great-uncle, Acre Carlisle, and my father, here and there, in the classroom building the school.
Built in the 1950s, Robb Elementary was considered the school for Mexican-American children. It was at the center of a walkout in 1970 for equal rights. Still, the decision about what to do with the site of a mass shooting is not an easy one, nor is it one size fits all. Sandy Hook was rebuilt and opened 4 years later. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Florida was rebuilt after 2 years. Columbine High School remained, but the library where the shooting occurred was rebuilt. But before Robb Elementary ceases to exist, some of the victims' families have a special request.
there are some parents who have said they'd like to walk through the school before it's demolished. Are you among them?
Yes, I am. I think to me, it's like just wanting to go in there and try to just, talk with her and just say, Daddy was out here. You weren't by yourself. She took her last breath there, and I think that'll close, a little chapter in my book.
Patterson understands, but says that request will take time.
Currently, there's a very large number of legal actions that have been taken. And once that's all cleared up, then my hope is that we'll be working with the families to schedule and to let them have that opportunity.
In the meantime, for those who live the tragedy up close, no demolition will erase the memories that persist.
Uvalde is a very special place. And I don't think Uvalde will ever outlive the tragedy, nor I'm not sure they should. I think it's become a part of our fabric, and we need to see how we can move together while we don't diminish anything that happened there.
And our thanks to Maria Elena Salinas for that report tonight. And still ahead here on Prime, the search for a man seen on camera opening fire inside a synagogue. Also, what would you do if you thought your neighbor committed a crime? Actor Justin Hartley tells us how one couple takes it too far in his latest film. Also, this year's Grammys could end with one superstar making history and many others with a shot at bringing home more gold. We take a look at this year's nominees by the numbers.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
This is where I belong. This is home. Real dirt in the sunlight again. I'm very excited. Anything could happen at any moment. My heart is so happy right now. We're making magic. We're making magic.
With so much at stake in our world right now, we wanted to thank you for your trust and for making ABC News America's #1 news.
And thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
People here have a motto, NFL or bust.
From just a handful of high schools here have come nearly 24 NFL players.
We got the greatest hits in NFL history.
We got 45 caliber showcases here at the scene.
Mr. Adams' CTE pathology was different. It was unusually severe.
The entertainment has to stop. We got to put the person first.
There's a lot of pressure on kids to play in the NFL here in this town.
This is Impact by Nightline, now streaming on Hulu.
Zoo! 200!
Oh, 200.
200 episodes of Dr. Pol. New
music to my ears.
It's been 10 years, and I'm still having fun.
That rocks. He's got the moves that make your animals groove.
Now we do the dance of joy. Yay!
He's like the Justin Bieber of the night.
Headlining the hottest barns.
Shout out.
It's a show you won't want to miss.
I'm not going to be here forever. Maybe.
The Incredible Dr. Pol. New episodes Saturdays at 9 on Nat Geo Wild.
This is ABC News Live Prime.
Hey there, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Live reporting, breaking news, exclusives, award-winning, powerful, eye-opening.
How lucky are we?
ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis. All new, streaming weeknights.
Reporting from Denver, I'm Mo Lalengi. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
And welcome back. The countdown is on to this weekend's Grammy Awards, and one superstar could break a major record. We look at this year's nominees by the numbers. With 28 victories, Beyoncé's proven she's that girl with more Grammy wins than any other woman in history, and she needs just 4 more to beat the record for overall wins held by the late conductor George Schulte. Now, with 9 nominations this year, she could be taking home trophies all night. Her nods include Record, Song, and Album of the Year for her latest studio album, Renaissance. But with 8 nominations, Kendrick Lamar could end up taking home the crown for most wins of the night for his critically acclaimed album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Also, there's a tie for 3rd place. Singer Brandi Carlile might be right on time for a few wins with 7 nominations for her album, In These Silent Days. And Adele, also holding on, if you will, with 7 nods for her album 30, and that includes Best Album, so going up against Beyonce. And you might remember when Adele won against Beyonce in 2017, she actually used her acceptance speech to pay tribute to Beyonce and her album Lemonade. So we'll see who wins this time around when the stars come together on Sunday for music's biggest night. Now, we still have a lot to get to here tonight on Prime. As you know, it is Grammy weekend, and here at Prime, we will bring you a recap of our interviews with some of the biggest names in music. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
So much happening these days, it's hard to keep up.
Things change hour by hour, minute by minute.
The historic weather that's now unfolding.
The worries on Wall Street.
We're bringing you the Right Now. Been a nationwide teacher shortage.
The Right Now look at the day ahead. An alert this morning for dog owners and the key takeaways from the biggest stories.
World News Now and America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Today does feel a little different. Early mornings on ABC News Live.
This is where I belong. This is home. Real dirt in the sunlight again. I'm very excited. Anything could happen at any moment. My heart is so happy right now. We're making magic. We're making magic.
People here have a motto, NFL or bust.
From just a handful of high schools here have come nearly 24 NFL players.
We got the greatest hits in NFL history.
We got 45 caliber showcases here at the city.
Mr. Adams' CTE pathology was different. It was unusually severe.
The entertainment has to stop. We got to put the person first.
There's a lot of pressure on kids to play in the NFL here in this town.
This is Impact by Nightline, now streaming on Hulu.
Get ready, America, every Friday.
The hottest trends, styles, and must-have. What's the right stuff to buy right now? I really love that. It's time to buy the right stuff.
Yes! And save big time, too. The right stuff. Fridays on GMA.
You're gonna love it.
What are the secrets that most people don't know?
Let me see your ID card.
Wait.
This is a world you will have to live in. There's no going back.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
How cute.
Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
Two suspects were arrested in Central California for the brutal killings of 6 family members last month.
Gunmen broke in at around 4 a.m. and killed the family inside, including a young mother seen on surveillance video running away with her young baby, who were both shot and killed. Now, Operation Nightmare resulting in the capture of 2 suspected killers. One was shot in a gun battle with ATF agents. The sheriff saying the murders in the home were gang-related. Norteño gang members going after Sereno members.
The suspects and the victims have a long history of gang violence, heavily active in guns, gang violence, gun violence, and narcotics dealings.
Officials are looking for a man who brought a firearm into a San Francisco synagogue and fired several rounds believed to be blanks. Police said the man walked into Schneerson Jewish Center Wednesday night during a gathering and made a verbal statement before pulling out his pistol and shooting. The incident was caught on surveillance video. No injuries or damages were reported. The FBI is involved in the search, and the rabbi told ABC News that the synagogue would have a police presence this weekend. 3 former U.S. snowboarders have sued former coach Pete Foley for sex trafficking. Former Olympic bronze medalist Rosie Fletcher, former Olympian Callan Chiluk-Sifsoff, and team member Aaron O'Malley say Foley used his position to coerce sexual acts through various means. The lawsuit also targets the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, as well as U.S. Ski and Snowboarding, alleging they enabled the abuse and ignored complaints. Allegations against Foley first surfaced publicly during the Beijing Olympics when Chiluk-Sifsoff made a series of Instagram posts about him. U.S. Ski and Snowboard fired Foley in March 2022 after placing him on leave pending an investigation into allegations against him. 3 rappers who went missing in Detroit have been found dead. Michigan State Police confirmed that 3 bodies found in a vacant apartment in Highland Park Thursday were identified as Armani Kelly, Montoya Givens, and Dante Wicker. The 3 men were supposed to perform at Lounge 31 on January 21st before the show was reportedly canceled. The men had not been heard from since. Police said the causes of death and the motive for the homicides were unknown, and the investigation was ongoing.
A man has been arrested and charged with animal cruelty in connection with 2 monkeys taken from the Dallas Zoo.
Acting on a tip, police found the 2 monkeys in a closet in an abandoned and unheated building in suburban Dallas. Now a tip has led to the arrest of Davion Dwight Irvin.
Officials said at a press conference that Irvin has been charged with animal cruelty and also faces burglary charges in connection with the clouded leopard that disappeared and a langur monkey exhibit that was cut open.
Efforts are underway to get an owl back to its home at the Central Park Zoo. The Eurasian eagle owl flew off last night after zoo officials say vandals cut the security mesh inside its exhibit. It is perched in a tree near the Hallett Nature Sanctuary. The NYPD, New York City Urban Parks Rangers, and the Central Park Conservancy are all attempting to get the bird down.
And now to a new film. It's called A Lot of Nothing, which through both humor and drama examines crucial questions surrounding race, class, and microaggressions. I sat down with the film's writer and first-time feature director, Mo McRae, as well as one of its stars, Justin Hartley. You probably know him from This Is Us. Together, they break down how they hope this movie helps create a safe space for important conversations.
We are live on the scene tonight of yet another officer-involved shooting. That man has been identified as LAPD officer Brian Stanley.
Our neighbor?
Our neighbor.
When you are looking at making something that is both serious and funny, how do you first start that process?
You're going to come over to our house. I'm going to talk, and you're going to listen.
question. I think the process of kind of balancing those two things that are almost on opposing sides of the world from each other is just figuring out the truth between them. So it all is kind of like based in the truth, and depending on the circumstance and how you play that truth, it can err towards humor or it could err towards drama.
What's interesting is I think, gosh, were there moments in the movie, because I feel like there were, that weren't they weren't written to be funny, but the way that they played out ended up being funny.
Mother!
Andy.
What's up?
Oh, come on in.
I think the word absurd was a word that came to my mind a lot. The absurdity that was sort of playing out in some of those scenarios. And you were going for that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Leaned into the absurdity because there's this thing like art imitating life, but I think art is life, and life is art, and life is often absurd and ridiculous when you ever kind of like stop taking yourself so serious and just look at it.
The longer this goes on, the worse it gets for you, too.
How hard was it to get up in the chair?
To stand up in the chair?
You were going to do a face plant.
The most challenging was sitting in the chair all day. I mean, things are happening around you and everyone's doing so much, and I can't move. And that was the challenging part. Thinking to myself, you know, if I were able to get out of this situation, I'm being kidnapped, if I was able to get out of the situation, I wouldn't be able to run. My legs are going numb, my arms are going, so you're kind of stuck there as well. It was interesting.
I'm a firm believer there's certain things you can't act. You have to be, you have to exist in. So that frustration of watching everyone else move freely in the space and him not being able to do that, I completely registered that in his eyes.
Yeah. You sort of force people to push their boundaries, right? And you almost ask your audience to go home and have some uncomfortable conversations. Have people said that to you, that they appreciate that about the film?
Yes, people have. I'm extremely honored by the reception thus far of people accepting the challenge, leaning into it, embracing it. And it's also, to be completely transparent, there have been people that have had an aversion to the way the film made them feel. And they felt like it was too much. They found it to be overwhelming. Sometimes great art makes you lean away, and you gotta maybe revisit it at another time. But I think those are both very, very important. It's polarizing because it's a mirror, and not everyone likes to look in the mirror.
Yeah. So your wife, Lex, who plays Candy, she said that there's something relatable in all of the characters, including Officer Brian. What do you think is the most relatable quality of your character of Officer Brian?
I don't know if it's a quality. I think we can all relate to times in life where we felt sorry for ourselves or where we blamed other people for the position that we're in. I think we can all relate to times when we have lied to ourselves, lied to others, hidden the truth, lied by omission, pretended to be something that we're not. I think he resents his circumstance, and I think we've all done that, played the victim.
This movie shows a changing world. And you have this movie with this incredibly important subject matter right at your fingertips. And then you get shut down during COVID. And then we see George Floyd. Were you making changes to the script then at that point? How did what was going on continue to impact the movie?
It's interesting. What was happening in the world impacted everyone. I feel like that was this is a bold statement, but I feel like that was our at least in my lifetime, the greatest sense of collective discomfort that I had ever experienced, where London, Chicago, LA, South America, like every major metropolis, small towns, we were all battling the same enemy at once. There was this invisible virus that's wreaking havoc, and it forced us inside. Literally, like quarantine, you're shut down. But in that time of reflection and being stripped away from being able to hide in public and having to deal with ourselves, I benefited from that, of being able to look at the film. What are we saying? How are we saying it? Why are we saying it? I didn't change the script a lot during that period, but I definitely feel like we all came back from that period with more humanity that we had tapped into within ourselves.
You get up on power, you get up on superiority, but I see you.
You really are beautiful, you know that.
Do you think we are in a space right now where people can be truthful about their feelings and talk about things really truthfully?
I think some people can. I think some people aren't there yet. And I think that it's always worth trying to get there. I know I'll never stop trying to get there. I think that's the goal. It reminds me a lot of forgiveness. You can either do it or not do it, or say, I'll try later, I'm not ready right now. But if you're making that effort, that's an important thing. Certainly, I wouldn't say that everyone's ready to have that conversation.
I'm blamed for this whole thing.
Your word means nothing in this place, you know that, right?
My word is the only word separating the three of you from this clearly unstable.
I often wonder, like with making a film like this, and the subject matter and the approach with the tone, oftentimes people are like, you can't do that. You can't make light. And I'm like, no, I'm not making light. I'm using absurdity. No, it feels like you're making light. People say you can't feel or think certain things. And so the ability to have a space of truthfulness to exist, that means we would also require a space that accepts nuance.
Yeah.
And gray area to exist. And right now, presently, I think that's becoming a lost art.
What are we gonna do?
There you have it. You can catch A Lot of Nothing in theaters and on demand starting tonight. I encourage you to do so. And now to the biggest night in music. This Sunday marks the 65th Grammy Awards, and among the nominees are 4 special artists that ABC News Live featured in our Prime Playlist series: an R&B singer, a jazz legend, a Latin superstar, and a blues artist. Our Phil Lipoff introduces us to each musician in this special edition of Prime Playlist.
It's been an exciting year for the Prime Playlist.
A warm welcome to Mr. Phil Lipoff. Come on out, girl.
We believe in community. We believe in message. We believe in the pulse. We're in this thing together.
So many great conversations.
It's the songs, those last forever, and that's what I put all my heart and soul into.
With world-class musicians about their careers and how they approach creating their music.
It's pretty easy when you just keep it truthful.
It's about being free. It's about expression.
It was like a perfect balance.
It's been a long, strange journey.
4 artists on our list are up for Grammy Awards Sunday. Latin sensation Sebastián Yatra, coming off of 4 Latin Grammy nominations, now up for Best Latin Album at the Grammys. A Colombian star shaking up the Latin music industry. His versatile sound, genre-bending, pulsating pop tunes, pushing boundaries, and captivating hearts across the globe. The 28-year-old is bringing the ritmo of pop and reggaeton to a new level. The song he's best known for came in 2021, Tacones Rojos, the song streaming more than 350 million times on Spotify, eventually becoming a duet with John Legend. With the centerpiece of Encanto, his Oscar-nominated song Dos Uruguitas, introducing him to an even wider audience and a younger generation of fans.
It wasn't just singing at the Oscars, it was singing there in Spanish with a movie about Colombia. It's the first time that an artist sings a full Spanish song.
Always grateful, he says, for his fans' endless support and love.
Eso es lo más bonito, que he podido construir una audiencia donde me encuentro en los shows con niños, me encuentro con adultos, me encuentro con viejitos, parejas, todo tipo de personas, grupos de amigos, grupos de amigas, que vienen es como a gozarse la vida, y yo soy por esas 2 horas el soundtrack de su noche.
Gracias, 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 los amo tanto a todos los que vinieron esta noche. Un aplauso para ustedes.
Money Long. It's a stage name, and for a good reason. A gamble that paid off, exactly as she knew it would.
Let me show you how I'm not the same.
After spending 12 years co-writing chart-topping songs for icons like Ariana Grande, Mariah Carey, Rihanna, and Kelly Clarkson, now it's her time.
Yours, mine, ours. I could do this for hours. Sit and talk to you for hours.
Money Long, the name and the character
that I created was really just the person that I always was and the way that I always saw myself. A huge part of it for me is also representation. You know, when you look at all the little black girls that are singing my songs on TikTok, babies, they can't even barely talk, and they're loving my music.
Come on in here and get this tea while it's hot.
And how about this? Money now taking calls from and meetings with some who didn't think Priscilla had what it takes.
You wasn't focused, so focused.
That means the plan worked. My mom always says, don't tell people where you're going because they'll get in your way. So by the time people found out that it was me, it's too late. You can't stop it.
Money is up for 3 Grammys: Best New Artist, Best R&B Song, and Best R&B Performance. And in that category, we find another playlister, Robert Glasper, who we met at the famed Blue Note in New York City. On this night, the artist in residence represents more than just jazz, and that's by design.
Jazz cannot be narrowed down to a rhythmic pattern. It's supposed to be a free music. If you ask any jazz musician or jazz police, that's what they say.
Robert Glasper's music melds jazz with R&B and hip-hop and a little bit of rock and roll.
Rich as the night, Afro blue.
My idea was, you know, I just wanted to create a big house of black music and go room to room. You know, that's what I love to say. It's like, hey, I got the keys.
Black Radio 2, Glasper took collaboration to the next level. Macy Gray, Faith Evans, Jennifer Hudson, Jill Scott, Common, Q-Tip. I mean, the list goes on and on. Is it people are coming to you after Black Radio?
I can reach out easier, and there are people who reach out to me that I'm fans of.
In February 2022, Black Radio 3 dropped, featuring the song Black Superhero. Black Radio 3 up for Best R&B Album. And finally, Ben Harper, around now for almost 3 decades, finding himself on stage recently with one of today's biggest global sensations. A 15th sold-out show, 20,000 screaming fans, and a thank you from one of the biggest stars in a generation, Harry Styles.
It was absolutely one of my favorite moments of making the album, and this is Boyfriends. Thank you.
A new, younger fan base buying his music and appreciating his talent.
The way he plays guitar, it's like sitting on his lap is just so different than a lot of other artists. Could you imagine that?
No. No, I can't imagine any of that. Any of this. No.
His latest album, Bloodline Maintenance, released in 2022. You'll hear more of that lap guitar that some Harry fans fell in love with. After decades of perfecting his craft, winning Grammys and gaining critical acclaim, finding a new audience now and reaffirming his love of music.
Being the opener, which I hadn't been for a while, it can be thankless. But after that first show, every night I couldn't wait to get back up there.
Now, at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards, he's up for Best Contemporary Blues Album. And we say good luck to all of our playlist Grammy nominees.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you, Philip. Quite the rock star himself, by the way. We appreciate that. And that's our show for this hour. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Kana Whitworth. Thank you for streaming with us. Coming up in the next hour, we have a lot to cover. Scary moments for passengers at a major airport when 2 planes clip wings. Also, we go on an incredible journey to one of the fastest shrinking wonders. We're talking about glaciers here and what their disappearance could mean for one country's economy.
With so much at stake in our world right now, we wanted to thank you for your trust and for making ABC News America's #1 news.
And thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
At
after an extraordinary news-making year. Thank you for making ABC's This Week America's #1 news and politics show on Sunday mornings. This is ABC News Live Prime.
Hey there, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Live reporting, breaking news, exclusives, award-winning, powerful, eye-opening.
How lucky are we?
ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis. All new, streaming weeknights. We're honored ABC's 2020 winner of 3 Emmy Awards for Excellence. Thank you for making 2020 Friday night's most watched and most honored news magazine.
This is where I belong. This is home. Real dirt in the sunlight again. I'm very excited. Anything could happen at any moment. My heart is so happy right now. We're making magic. We're making magic.
This is ABC News Live Prime.
Hey there, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Live reporting, breaking news, exclusives, award-winning, powerful, eye-opening.
How lucky are we?
ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis. All new, streaming weeknights.
Reporting from Atlanta, I'm Steve Osunsami. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Kana Whitworth in for Lindsay Davis tonight, and thank you so much for streaming with us. We're monitoring several developments right here at ABC News at this hour, starting with the FAA investigating 2 planes that clipped wings at Newark Liberty International Airport earlier this morning. Now, no passengers were on board the Boeing 757 as it was being brought to the gate for maintenance. The passengers on the other plane were able to get off without any issues or injuries, and this is just the latest incident involving planes colliding at airports. Also, 2 types of artificial tear eye drops. They've been voluntarily recalled following 55 reports across 12 states of adverse effects. So please take a look at your screen. Look at these pictures. These include eye infections, vision loss, even a bloodstream infection that led to 1 death. Now, the eye drops were distributed by 3 different companies under Global Pharma Healthcare. Also, an urgent manhunt is underway in San Francisco for a man who walked into a small synagogue and opened fire. Surveillance video shows this man enter through the front door and fire several rounds in the air. Investigators think that the rounds were blanks, so thankfully, no one was hurt. And now to the latest details on that Chinese spy balloon sailing over America, first spotted by civilians over Billings, Montana. China claims it's a weather balloon blown off course, but the Pentagon says it's in fact a surveillance balloon and that it has violated U.S. airspace and international law. So as tensions with China mount, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has now postponed a planned trip to Beijing. So what will the U.S. do about this balloon, and how will government leaders respond to China? ABC's Mola Lenghi is tracking the latest from Montana.
Tonight, the Pentagon confirming the massive Chinese spy balloon is on the move, 60,000 feet above the ground and heading east.
The balloon continues to move eastward and is currently over the center of the continental United States.
Well, what the heck is that? A senior U.S. official tells ABC News the balloon now appears headed towards North Carolina. Across the country today, Americans with their eyes on the skies, posting images like this one, the balloon floating over Missouri. Commercial pilots radioing in.
We got that balloon in sight also. Looks like it's way up there, maybe 50,000 feet or so.
The balloon is huge, with a technology bay attached below that is itself the size of 3 buses, loaded with high-resolution cameras, according to a senior U.S. official, equipped with what appear to be solar panels on the side that could power its technology. It first entered American airspace over Alaska, then flying into southwest Canada before dipping down over Billings, Montana.
This thing is up in the sky.
What the heck is that?
That thing is not the moon.
Any help would be appreciated.
Montana Republican Congressman Ryan Zinke was blunt, tweeting, "Shoot it down." The Pentagon today saying that option was considered and rejected. For now,
we assess that currently it does not pose a physical or military risk to people on the ground. For now, we're continuing to monitor and review options.
The White House today saying President Biden agreed with the Pentagon's strong recommendation. The risks involved with shooting down the balloon just too great.
Any potential debris field would be significant and potentially cause civilian injuries or deaths or significant property damage.
For its part, China insisting today the balloon is not a spy vessel at all, but a civilian airship used for research, mainly meteorological purposes. The Pentagon flatly rejecting that claim.
We are aware of the PRC's statement. However, the fact is we know that it's a surveillance balloon. We have clearly communicated that this balloon is violating U.S. airspace and international law, and that this is unacceptable.
China says the balloon deviated far from its planned course, but the Pentagon questioning that as well, saying the balloon can be maneuvered. A senior U.S. official telling ABC News it's likely being navigated with spy satellites. This all happening as Secretary of State Antony Blinken prepared for a weekend trip to Beijing. That visit now canceled.
In light of China's unacceptable action, I am postponing my planned travel this weekend to China. We concluded that conditions were not conducive for a constructive visit at this time.
There have been other foreign surveillance balloons above the U.S., but none like this.
What makes this different is the duration and the length of which it has been over U.S. territory.
The Pentagon says the balloon is expected to linger above America for a few days.
And our thanks to Mulalangi for that. And also tonight, a strong jobs report for the U.S. Employers added 517,000 new jobs in January, and unemployment went down to 3.4%, the lowest since 1969. In Washington today, President Biden took aim at critics of his economic plan, who cite record inflation as a plague on the economy. Biden, though, crediting his administration's policy for the better-than-expected numbers.
Here's where we stand. The strongest job growth in history, the lowest unemployment rate in 54 years, manufacturing rebounding at a faster rate than in the last 40 years, inflation coming down. Put simply, I would argue the Biden economic plan is working.
Well, ABC's chief business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is joining us now. So, Rebecca, where exactly are these jobs being added? And then how will this affect the Fed's thinking as it tries to tame inflation?
Well, Kana, the hiring is really widespread at this point across nearly every industry. By far, the strongest is leisure and hospitality, which added more than 100,000 jobs as Americans continue to dine out and spend their money on travel. Professional services is an interesting category because we have heard about those major layoffs at major tech companies, and yet professional holds up, adding many jobs as well. Government, healthcare also adding. And this report is really a signal that the 8 rate hikes that the Fed has done so far in a row have not destabilized the economy in a large, broad degree. It hasn't led to a recession. And even though Americans are now paying 20% APRs on their credit cards, the mortgage rates are 6%, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 6%, we could see those rates continue to climb with the Fed hiking rates again as they try to fight historic inflation. And this report is really a way to green light that kind of movement in the future. Kana?
Wow, Rebecca, it is hard to imagine interest rates going any higher. We appreciate you, Rebecca. And now to the trial of Alec Murdaugh, accused of murdering his own wife and son. Tonight, there is new testimony from a ballistics expert, including what he says they found in shell casings on the property. There's also some new developments in the story of his housekeeper who died in a fall at the home, and what the family says they never knew about. The big question that remains here is, what will the jury actually hear about it? So here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
At the Alec Murdaugh trial today, the defense team pushing a ballistics expert to admit the state doesn't have the murder weapons.
You cannot, and you did not, and you are not offering an opinion that item 22 shotgun was used to murder Paul Murdaugh, correct?
The results of those comparisons were inconclusive. I'm unable to determine if they were fired by that firearm or by another firearm or firearms with those similar characteristics.
It comes as the judge decides whether the jury should hear evidence of Murdaugh's financial crimes at work and about his greed at home. The judge hearing what the prosecutors consider a stunning betrayal. Murdaugh's own longtime housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, died after a fall at the family's home in 2018. Murdaugh telling her sons to sue him for the insurance money.
Did you trust Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
The housekeeper's son testifying Murdaugh offered her children about $100,000 each. They had no idea he got more than $4 million from his insurance company. They didn't learn of it until after the murders.
Had he ever told you that there was an umbrella policy for $5 million?
No.
Did you give him permission to steal your money?
No.
The ballistics expert did testify that old shell casings found on the family's property matched the markings of those found near Maggie's body, suggesting that one of the missing murder weapons had been fired on the property before. Kana?
All right, our thanks to you, Eva. And now to the deadly, once-in-a-generation Arctic blast. It is bringing life-threatening wind chills to 25 million people in 10 different states. And senior meteorologist Rob Marciano, he'll have the forecast here in just a minute. But we want to start with ABC's Victor Okendo, who's in Boston.
Tonight, millions of families are in the midst of what the National Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation Arctic blast.
We're seeing wind chills right now, which are already below zero. And before the night's over with, these are going to drop even more.
Parts of New England expecting wind chills at or near 60 below zero. Outside Springfield, Massachusetts, as winds gusted above 50 miles per hour, a tree crashing onto a car, killing a 6-month-old girl inside. The woman driving rushed to the hospital. In Boston, pilots battling high winds as they landed at Logan Airport.
We're going to load food and stuff in here.
And outreach teams hitting the streets to care for the needy.
If anyone is out and sees someone else who might be in distress, please call 911.
Doctors say hypothermia can set in just minutes.
This weather can be deadly. It's life-threatening. This is something that people have to really take seriously.
The Arctic front visible in the form of powerful snow squalls pushing from upstate New York through New England.
And now as we go straight to Rob Marciano. So Rob, not only is this dangerous cold, I mean, really, this could potentially be deadly.
Very much so, Ken. And boy, if you live in the Northeast, you felt it all day long today. Temperatures have been dropping, and these winds have really picked up in the last few hours, measured now around New York City at over 40 miles an hour. So obviously the cold in that wind is what makes you hypothermic, which makes you that frostbite set in a matter of minutes, or in my case, your mouth begin to freeze as well. All right, look at these wind chill warnings. They're pretty much everywhere north of New York City is where we have them. It feels like minus 23 in Albany right now, minus 37 in Burlington. We've got that blizzard warning up near Caribou for blowing snow on the ground. And look at the wind chills in Caribou. Boy, my goodness, if we get to 57, 60 below in Caribou, that's an all-time record. There'll be spots in Maine that will set all-time records. And as you know, we've already set an all-time record on top of Mount Washington, over 100 degrees below zero. But wind chills in Boston and Hartford, that is deadly stuff. Please take care of your neighbors. Check on them if you could. And Philly, you're going to be at 0 degrees in anticipation of next week's Super Bowl. But we're looking at a nice rebound in temperatures come Sunday. This is nice to report on because typically these cold snaps last a little bit longer, from the single digits to the 40s for New York City, for Boston, even Portland, Maine above freezing and staying that way, it looks like, for Monday and Tuesday. But no joke here in the next 36 hours. Kana, it's really all about survival. Cover up, stay inside if you can. If you have to be inside, outside, make it a quick one. Kana?
Right, certainly. Wow, Rob. Hunker down, that's for sure. A scary weekend ahead, Rob. Thank you. And now to the climate crisis, the real-world impact on our planet. New Zealand, it relies on glaciers to help fuel its economy. Tourists come every year to look at and walk on these marvels. But as they melt, it's becoming harder and harder for people to see them. Robin Roberts takes us on an incredible journey to one of these fast-shrinking wonders.
To get an up-close look at New Zealand's spectacular yet vanishing glaciers. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So this is the bird we're going up in?
It certainly is.
We suited up to soar the blue skies for a bird's eye view. It's what scientists call a critical part of the climate crisis. Taking off to witness the dangerously thin ice and out-of-this-world experience. We didn't pay extra for the balloon, did we?
No, we're not charging for that.
Here we go. Woo!
Houston, we have liftoff.
Oh my goodness. This is already so cool. The extreme terrain nestled at the top of New Zealand's Southern Alps, a bustling tourism hub and an everyday office for longtime glacier pilot Michael Clark. Michael, you've been a pilot since 2004?
I started flying in 2004. I've seen lots of interesting things that I guess most people could only dream of, so mission accomplished.
Soaking in the majestic mountains. So untouched, just so natural. Crystal blue lakes. Oh my goodness. And breathtaking waterfalls. Wow. Our larger-than-life trek revealing the impact of a changing climate.
It looks like a waterfall, but that's actually ice all falling off the cliffs and smashing. And so you can see them just disappearing right before our eyes.
From your point of view, how have you seen the glaciers change over the years?
I've spent considerable time thinking about it because I fly around them every day and I land on them. And I can tell you I've watched glaciers completely disappear throughout my career.
Behind the stunning landscape lie cracks and crevices, the ice melting at a record rate.
We have many glaciers, about 3,000, most of them very small, and we've been losing ice really rapidly. In fact, it's accelerating.
The rapid retreat creating a long-term threat to locals who deeply rely on bustling glacier tourism.
The glacier might have roughly been here somewhere at that time period.
Cliff Goodwin has dedicated his life to guiding glacier tours. Just a decade ago, the grim reality setting in. The popular Franz Josef Glacier deemed no longer safe to access by foot.
You couldn't walk on the glacier anymore. We had to start flying in a helicopter. It's a bit sad for us, like we see a lot of the glaciers disappearing.
So Cliff, like many, made a pivot. With his wife Tosh by his side, the couple now runs Glacier Valley Eco Tours, taking visitors on nature expeditions near the foot of the ice.
The fact that they have receded so much in such a short amount of time is not natural. Even if it's not right in your backyard, it's still going to affect you.
Local scientist Brian Anderson studies them, installing cameras on the rivers of ice to monitor drastic changes in real time.
All of the work that I've done over the last 20 years has shown that there's the temperature. The future depends very much on the temperature.
Over 6,000 feet above sea level, it was time to experience the glacier's conditions firsthand. So, Michael, where are we about to land and what should I be prepared to see?
So we're approaching the Clark Glacier. It's going to be bright, so you'll need your sunnies. To soak up the peace, the quiet, the serenity.
Serenity now. Sticking our landing, a surreal moment to take in the sheer magnitude on top of the ice. Wow.
Welcome to paradise.
Thank you, Michael. Are you kidding me? Nice office you got here.
It's a pretty good office.
Oh my gosh. I am on a glacier.
You are. And it's quite soft, even for this time of the morning. Look at that.
Yes.
Just a little bit after 9 a.m. And it's warm.
Michael, people that will be watching this, many of them have not been to New Zealand. They've never been on a glacier. Why is it important to you that people know what's going on here?
Well, they are disappearing quickly. Like a few years ago, the glacier finished there, and it's just been sort of gradually retreating. I bring tourists from all around the world to appreciate and look at these beautiful glaciers. But once they're gone, obviously, we won't be able to do that anymore.
Once upon a time, you could actually walk to the glacier. Now the only way you can see it is by chopper.
It's all receded so far up the mountain, it's basically surrounded by cliffs, and you've got to be a pretty intrepid mountaineer to hike up here.
I would say so.
The magic carpet is a lot more convenient.
What's a thrill for you?
Yeah, it is.
Our trip wrapping with bright sun, soft ice, and extraordinary views as we take off in our magic carpet. What a way to start the week.
What an incredible adventure. Our thanks to Robin Roberts, of course, for highlighting the things that are happening around the world. Still to come, what happened before when 3 fishermen, look at this, they're discovered just floating at sea. They're clinging to an ice box, a cooler. Also, a daring story, a journey of hope and determination. Hear from a woman who fled North Korea twice.
America's #1 news, ABC News. Most watched, most trusted, and streaming live to you anytime, anywhere, and free. This is ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Free to you 24/7. Watch America's #1 news whenever you want it, wherever you are, anytime. ABC News Live, streaming live and free on all platforms.
Bring them on. If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. A place as spectacular as, well, me.
I think we might know a place, right, guys?
Bring your friends. Oh, wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA, 7A, every day. Boom, boom, boom.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, America. How are you?
Boom. Now that's how you start your day, people.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
Can I hug you?
Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
This is America's #1 streaming news. ABC News Live. Breaking news, exclusives, live reporting across the globe. ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere.
What are the secrets that most people don't know?
Let me see your ID card.
Wait.
This is a world you will have to live in. There's no going back.
And welcome back. We're tracking several headlines from around the world tonight. I want to show you some wild video. It was released by the Australian Maritime Safety Authority. You see there 3 people. They're clinging, floating to an icebox, a cooler, right? This is in the sea in Western Australia. Local media reported that 3 fishermen were in the water after their boat capsized in rough seas, and an emergency beacon had alerted rescuers who found the men. Also, El Salvador has opened one of Latin America's largest prisons, more than doubling the country's incarceration capacity as government crackdown on criminal gangs is causing the prison population to soar. The 40,000 capacity terrorism confinement center was created to help relieve some of the overpopulation in the country's prison system. With nearly 2% of its adult population behind bars, El Salvador has the highest incarceration rate in the world. And police in India have arrested more than 2,000 men for marrying or arranging marriages to underage girls, launching what officials say is the start of a sustained crackdown on the practice. Marriage under 18 is illegal in India, but the law is openly flouted. The United Nations estimates that the country is home to the largest number of child brides in the world, around 223 million. Now to the story of a survivor who fled North Korea not once but twice. She takes us on a journey of escape under dictatorship and famine, written together by North Korean and South Korean women. The Hard Road Out. It's a look at hardship, determination, and hope. Joining us now is North Korean refugee activist and co-author Ji-hun Park and co-author Se-lin Chai. Thank you both for being here with us tonight.
Thank you very much for having us.
Of course. And Ji-hun, I want to start with you. What is the most vivid memory that you have growing up in North Korea?
I have lots of vivid memories, but especially, North Korea government told us socialism is paradise country and nothing to envy. But these socialism countries always language persecutions to us, and our language is limited. We never describing our personal language. So we have got 2 political emotions. One is happiness and one is hatred.
Se-lin, in the book, you describe the first time that you met Ji-hun, and you found yourself being really careful with your words because you were from the South, she's from the North. You actually go on to say that it's so complicated being sincere. Suddenly, I'm uncomfortable, but I don't know where this feeling is coming from. It's beyond my control. I was born in the good Korea. and Jihan in the bad one. And I couldn't do anything about that. So tell me more about these mixed feelings that you had.
So I think the originality of this book actually is the fact that we both came with our own brainwashing, and that is what I have tried to demonstrate in the way I wrote this book, because Jihan was brainwashed with the North Korean communist regime. I was brainwashed my own way because in South Korea you are told that North Korea have red horn on their head, and we've had a very severe anti-communist education ever since we were in primary schools. So it is the confrontation of these two brainwashings, and it was not easy. It took us nearly 5 years to get over those preconceived ideas of how we should behave with each other.
So what was the turning point when you decided we're going to write a book?
Instead of just writing Jihan's story and about North Korea, we decided to write also about this process of us, the two of us, figuring us out, and what it meant for a South Korean to go through the discomfort of dealing with a North Korean, because that is a South Korean identity. Every South Korean, I think, it's a personal opinion, but I think deep inside has this feeling of discomfort, completely rooted but suppressed. And nobody really talks about it. And I could not get myself to do that anymore, because at one point I felt this sort of guilt for not owning my past well enough, for not addressing the history of my country well enough. I had to put this in writing in order to put my guilt out there, and of course to inform people about what it is to be an ordinary woman living in North Korea. It's there for you to see. We are not there to make a judgment.
Jihan, when we turn to you, you fled to China. You're sold to a farmer. You also become a mother to a son. And then you're put in jail. What happened with that in China? How did that play out?
You know, that is North Korea and China is both communism country, and these both countries never accept the refugees in both sides. So many Chinese people, they find out that is North Korean refugees and contacted to Chinese police. So that is happening to me. It's, nighttime, 10 Chinese authorities came to my house, and they arrested me in front of my 5-year-old child. So then we separated each other, my child alone in China, and I sent back to North Korea. So in North Korea prison, our inside the prison condition is unspeakable, and the food also unspeakable. That is not human's food that is available in prison. But my survival was, my strength was only talked about my son, because my son was my last family. I survived in prison and then escaped to North Korea again, because I am mother. I have a duty. My child is in future.
In the book, you actually write, we not only speak the same language and share Korean identity, but we share our identity as women, too. Can you give me a couple specific examples, each of you, as to how that helped you relate to each other?
I was curious about how they give birth. I was curious about what happens when somebody is sick. The most striking thing among the things that she said was that all of these that she was mentioning, that she was describing to me, she said to me, I am only saying these to you because you are a woman. I don't tell these stories even to my own husband.
Wow. And Jihan, what about for you? What about opening up and sharing some of these stories while at the same time preserving the dignity that she just talked about?
Language is really important for us, and language is our life. But many women don't describing their feelings, everything to somebody. But for me, it's the first time is sharing, and the sharing is listen to me everything. So that is so much more serving my mental health is, and also give me another courage. You are woman and also human. You know, when we finished the book, and then I smiled. Before, I didn't smile much more, but now I smiled a lot. And I changed a lot of my life.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jihan. I'm so happy to hear that you are smiling, and I thank you for your bravery in telling the story, and I thank you both, you too, Ceylin, for spending some time with us and talking with us and writing this incredible story, this incredible book, The Hard Road Out. Again, a look at hardship, determination, and hope. A thanks to both of you.
Thank you so much.
And still to come here tonight, from sleeping in the inside of an airport to finding a home of his own, how a community rallied around a man in need.
People here have a motto, NFL or bust. From just a handful of high schools here have come nearly 24 NFL players.
We got the greatest hits in NFL history.
We got 45 caliber showcases here at the scene.
Mr. Adams' CTE pathology was different. It was unusually severe.
The entertainment has to stop. You got to put the person first.
There's a lot of pressure on kids to play in the NFL here in this town.
This is Impact by Nightline, now streaming on Hulu. With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any place else. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast, now streaming on ABC News Live. After an extraordinary news-making year, thank you for making ABC's This Week America's #1 news and politics show on Sunday mornings. He may not look like central casting for a movie star hero, but what he did and how he risked it all to save hundreds of lives from terror are what heroes are made of.
Really? That guy?
What's the life and death truth behind what he did? Truth and Lies, The Informant. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Reporting from Santa Fe, New Mexico, I'm Lindsay Davis. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
And welcome back. We have a great story for you tonight out of Chicago. It's a feature from our partner station, WLS. The city there has helped change the life of a man experiencing homelessness. He had been sleeping inside O'Hare Airport in Chicago. But then once the city heard his story, they came together. They donated to a GoFundMe so that he could find a permanent place to stay. Reporter Mark Rivera joins us now with tonight's local lowdown.
It's moving day for 77-year-old Norbert Pikula.
It took a long time, but my day came around.
This is the man who just a few weeks ago spent his nights sleeping at O'Hare, not knowing when or if he'd be able to find stable housing.
Nothing doesn't happen right away, so you have to wait it out.
Now, thanks to your help and the support of his advocate, Sarah Boone, Pikula is moving into his new home today.
I'm just amazed by how generous people are. And, you know, they don't just give money, they write notes. One woman put him up at a hotel for a few days.
What does it mean to you to not have to live in those conditions anymore?
The only thing I can say, that would be called peace of mind.
Peace of mind?
Yes.
And that's what you're feeling today?
Yes.
Pikula finally has his own bed in Humboldt Park and says even though he doesn't know the hundreds who donated, he feels close to all of them.
All the people that have donated to me, they're almost like a family, almost.
Yeah.
They're pretty close to it. They helped me a lot. Without them, I would be lost.
Oh, wow. Surprising and wonderful generosity there. And our thanks to Mark Rivera for that story. And that's our show for tonight. I'm Kana Whitworth. ABC News Live is here for you all night with the latest news and context and analysis. And you can always find us on Hulu, the ABC News app, and of course on abcnews.com. Hey, we'll be right back.